welcome.
Oh, we're live. The thingy didn't go off.
Yeah, I know, right?
I needed the horn. If I don't have the horn, it doesn't happen.
Horn. But we don't get the horn today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Weave the Tale. My name is Nikki, and I am the Machinist today. So thank you so much, by the way, for the raid. That's an awesome way to start the day. And we're going to jump into our second to last episode of Necrobiotic Emotional Drive. So first, before we do that, let's introduce everybody. And then I will do some housekeeping. So let's start with Blue.
Hi, I'm Blue. I am going to be playing Amelia today. On our second to last episode, it's gonna be something. Yeah. So I don't want to give too much away. Let's just dive right in, shall we?
Okay, then we will go to Sydney. You're muted. You're muted.
Still muted. Oh no.
Well, you know, you didn't need to hear that anyway. I messed up, so I get to start over. Hello, my name is Sydney. I go all over the internet by my actual name, which is Sydney Rubino. And you can find me there. I play Fiora. And both of our pronouns are she, her.
And then we will go to Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt. I'll be playing Yi this evening. Hopefully, I'll be able to save my brother eventually, but we'll see how that goes. And you can find me as Improv and D&D wherever.
And Mitch.
Hey, I'm Mitch. You can find me at Mitch S. Bustillos. Yeah. Welcome to Emotional Drive. Also, I realized I put emotional damage below.
Think about last night.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Just gonna change that real quick.
Fix that real quick.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So first and foremost, before we do the housekeeping today, we are doing a charity, and you can, if you want to donate any money, we are raising money to help with Blue's partner to get top surgery. I just posted the link in the description or in the chat. So any donations that are sent there, if you, I don't have access to that. So Blue, if you have access and you want to tell me people donate,
I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah.
If you donate money, equal to any of the amounts that are showing now that I just shared, then those things will still happen. So why not?
Yeah. If you don't donate money, Eli and Fiora will never be in love ever again, and love will just end.
I don't know if that's a guarantee with the way Eli's been acting anyways.
Listen, at the rate we're going, I don't know. That ship might have been like sunk so deep in the ocean that we'll never get it again.
But other than that, first and foremost, I said I'm Nikki, but you can find me at Beholder to No One on Twitter, and also Chaotic Wonderful, producing that show on Twitch. So you should definitely check both of those out. But we have some sponsors. First, we have Grinding Coffee, a Black LGBT plus owned coffee business that will keep you awake and happy with the best roast directly shipped to your door. If you use the affiliate link and command !coffee for that link, discount code penny for a tale, you can get a lovely little discount. Yesterday, Mitch was drinking Gay Agenda to give you an idea of what the some of the options are.
I'm gayer now.
Also, we have a we have a Baltimore-based company named Dice Dungeons that has a passion for making beautiful and high-quality dice and gaming accessories for every table. You check them out by using our command !dice if you're looking to add something special to your RPG accessory board. And finally, we have Fibermancers for Hire. This summer season, we've been gifted with adorable mini weavers, which are little octopi, and we will be having a giveaway for them at the end of the season. The Fibermancers would love to make you a unique and magical piece. Visit them at Fibermancers for Hire, and that's a number 4.com. We do have a tweet that is currently out. Is the B-Mix updated with that?
Yeah.
I should probably. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know. My stuff froze.
Everybody's stuff froze.
Oh,
It's V-Mix.
okay, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
We're good.
That was
It's
a moment.
nobody's fault here.
Heart attack. Holy crap. Oh.
Are we good? Are we live again?
Refreshing. Maybe? No?
Got an ad.
Still looks frozen on my screen.
You can hear us, but we're frozen.
Yeah.
I can hear you like on our stream, but like on Twitch it looks.
Nope, we're still frozen.
Yeah, video still seems to be.
Okay, so really quick before we go, if you tweet this, that's
But yeah, last time.
Oh,
I think we're back.
good.
We might be
Yeah.
back.
Okay.
We're
We're good. We're back. We can hear each other. We
Sweet.
can see each other. Everything
Yes,
is
we
fixed.
can move.
We were
Celebrate.
frozen in time. It
wood.
was so dark in there.
So dark.
So dark.
Time to be on switch for the flashlight. It's okay, guys.
Yeah.
So dark. Anyway. Okay, quickly. So, if you retweet that tweet, we can get a boon for the players.
Hosting workshop that only
Also,
has
there's some
explosions,
horrific
like,
things out there in the wilderness.
Like what?
Okay.
Okay, so
I
I'm just
see-
gonna
I
get out
see
of
us
the mix.
again.
We are us again. But there is a story about a architect, because architects and engineers are often called to assist towns outside of the wall. And there are other citadels of sciences out there. It's a Florence empire. It's just not Florence. But there are some. There are stories, like there's one story where they went to go visit this place and discovered that two people were ruling over like a cult of people who turned anyone who came there into constructs. So the architect got out barely, but the technophants died and then were turned into constructs. And so yeah, there are deviant citadels out there that should definitely yeah, it is not safe. It is horrific out there. But yeah, that's some necro lore going over to
Hearsay.
Okay,
You know.
so jumping back into the game, I guess, for the first time. So friendly reminder for those who are here and weren't here at the very beginning, we are raising money for Blue's partner to get top surgery. So I just posted that link in the description. If you donate using the link I just provided, the information that I just provided after that, the numbers still matter. So the $5, $15, etc. Yeah. If you do 50,
Just pretend it's pounds.
something oh shit happens that I decide. So
I decide.
chaos will reign. But last we left off, since we are already running a little late, last we left off, it can be a big monster, yes. We are in the sewers beneath Florence, Italy. The group of you went down there, followed with 3 technophants from Yi's order. Eli is there and almost got kidnapped by one of the constructs that you all ran into, who was a normal person almost. It was a construct who actually held a full-blown conversation with Sydney. Yi was able to save Eli by slamming into and then grabbing and slamming himself into the wall across on the other side of the sewer. Thankfully, having enough successes to avoid any permanent damage to either him or Eli. Though is going to be a bruise on his back for a little bit. Fiora and Amelia were walking in the dark, and Fiora was able to stop Amelia from almost slipping and falling down the same hole that the prior person fell down to a fate unknown. After discussing with this construct, you were able to learn quite a few things, but also were given 3 more recording clips from our Dr. DeLuca. So you are in not the dark anymore because you have your technophant there. You've decided to let the one construct go. He went back towards his home and said he will do his best to try to protect you all and give you at least one chance. And you can move forward, hopefully without the other one garnering attention.
Here we go. So I think we probably want to get a little bit further down, and then you can try and whistle and see if your brother's still around. Is everyone okay? Is everyone...
Yeah. I think, besides a little bit shaken up, I think moving forward is the best course of action at this point. We don't have much time before they probably disappear.
Oh, question. Would we have had enough time to take a breath when we were listening to the recordings? Because I am down to 2.
Sure.
Yes. Oh,
Good, because I totally forgot to keep my hand from last week.
Might not have much more time for breaths for the rest of this season. So we'll see, though.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So you guys continue walking down the path with the only light being that from a torch that Eli has, or a lantern that Eli has, and the.
I thought
did I not?
Oh, you have a light now, don't you?
Yeah, I think I made one. Yeah.
Okay, a light that Amelia has. The names keep showing up, and I'm just
That's
like,
okay.
name. The light that Amelia has, the light from the technophant with the one eye that is glowing bright, and the lantern from Eli are your light sources currently. So it is pretty well lit, actually. And you can see that while this place is not only old, it smells like the smell that you were almost overwhelmed with prior. You can actually see why. This is a very, very old style sewer that was probably created way before any type of new sewage system or before the collapse of society as a whole. So it's made of bricks, and like there's a ton of mold and algae across everything, and it's just not great. I mean, it's a sewer. What else? So you walk further in, and the sewer is kind of a maze of sorts. So who is leading? Are we letting the Technophants lead, or somebody else leading?
Yes. I feel
I'll
like
be ahead.
Technophants at the front.
Okay. Do you want to roll?
Just
do you
so
want
that, yeah, so we don't, have a little bit of status, because like, a technophant, that's like sending a tank out first. It sends one message, which is war. So having someone there who's like, maybe not war. Oh no, maybe not war.
Maybe not war, but then Eli opens his mouth and then war.
Yes, and then it's like, but maybe war.
Well.
I don't know.
Oops, all war.
All war all the time. Okay,
I actually don't
I need
have any cards for a six. Oh wait, it's stealth, which is no, it's dexterity, right?
I would go with.
Or
I think I'd go with like reasoning for being able to find your way.
heck yeah, that is what I'm trained in. I wish I could get 3 successes, but all I can give you is 2.
Reasoning, you use logical, analytical, deductive, and lateral thinking, as well as memory and calculation to solve problems.
Yeah, he's really good at that. So 2 successes.
Okay. You are easily able to decipher the way that this sewer works. You know the city of Florence pretty well. You know the way that it's laid out. And while you might not know the exact way a sewer should be laid out, it makes logical sense that it should go in a particular direction, and you're able to piece that together so you can find your way without getting lost. You walk for about, I'll say 20 minutes, and then the smell of decay starts to lessen. The smell just gross mold and human refuse starts to dissipate, and a small little bit of freshness comes in, as if there is a hole somewhere up ahead with an opening to air out the place. How much further do you go before using your whistle?
Can we hear anything?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
If anybody
we're not being
can make a perception.
We're not being sneaky, right? So
nope.
Whistle along.
Whistle
Every
while
so
you
often.
work.
Yeah, I'll
the
whistle.
7 dwarves down here.
Yeah. Or yeah.
Well, there is Eli wouldn't know about the whistle specifically, unless you filled Eli and Fiora in on it.
I think we gave them an update, or tried to.
I know you told them you ran into you, but I wasn't sure if you told them, hey, there's a secret whistle that I'm going to use.
Maybe skimmed over it, but
Yeah,
it was a lot of information. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Yi wouldn't have had the foresight to mention it, so he'll just start whistling.
Okay.
It's like looking back.
The whistle echoes off of the chamber, almost in an eerie sense of way, bouncing back at you, starting to make it a deharmonized sound. As it bounces back, though, after a few minutes, it quiets softly, and then you hear a whistle back.
Is that where we're headed?
Yeah, that's where my brother is.
All right. Start heading in that direction.
Okay. You move ahead and you hear splashing of footsteps, and up ahead you see you again. As they come into the light, they block their eyes a little bit as the bright light shines in their face, and then they kind of walk up to you and go, "Okay, you're here. Good.
Yeah.
You brought more people. Yes, that's good. I think I told you to do that. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
we needed to have enough so we could finish this.
Yes, keep in mind, please. Hi, I didn't meet you two." He looks over to Fiora and Eli. I'm Yi's brother.
It's nice to meet you,
Hi.
you. I'm Fiora.
Pleasure.
Architect Eli.
Architect. Okay. I don't know what you've been told about this place, but I would like to emphasize not everybody that's down here is an enemy. There are innocent lives that are here that are just trying to hide. So please keep that in mind when fighting, looking at the 3 other technophants that he doesn't know, or fonts that he doesn't know. But there are some kids as well, so just be cautious, please. I don't want blood. I just want to be free, and I think a couple others do too.
Free from
You
what?
know
We're
it.
not. What were we saying, Eli?
Free from what?
I'm sure we
From the death
explained this.
you.
Quick recap.
Why?
Yu's brother is in a life debt to this cult. That is why we are here to save them.
Well, why don't
Because
you
the
just
cult
go
is-
to the militia?
Because the militia will kill everybody that's down here.
No. That is not the direction of the citadels. Death is never the way, and furthermore, I think a cult would that really doesn't align with the, I guess, progress of humanity. If anything,
I call it a cult, but it's not. I don't know if it's actually a cult. It's just a group of people who want better lives for the constructs, for themselves. And I don't fully understand all of the architect mumbo jumbo that they say, but all I know is the constructs here are alive as a person can be. Like, they're not breathing, but they're people. They have thoughts and feelings and emotions, and the people that are down here ran or needed to be saved from the people like the militia. They were going to be captured. They were going to be imprisoned for things that they didn't do.
okay. So let's assume your theory is correct, that some constructs, a very small subset, will say about 1 or 2% of the construct population, potentially still retain aspects of who they were prior to dying.
I mean, we did just meet Stefano, that construct that gave us the recordings. That's kind of
True, but
hard
these
to
could be
ignore.
programs.
Stefano was
they
programmed.
You
He
say
came to
that,
us,
right?
like-
These are what has been said isn't scientifically proven unless we use the tools that we have and confirm what you say.
Eli, in the past 24 hours, 72 even, Has nothing that has happened proved to you even a little bit that sometimes there are things beyond science that we can't understand?
I believe that, but I don't leap with blind faith. If this is a phenomenon that is occurring, I would like to see how and why it's occurring. Because
Then-
you understand, if this is true, then something horrible is coming for the remnants of humanity.
Or something wonderful.
Constructs are needed for humanity's survivals. If they are deemed to be, if there's a chance that they still maintain their humanity, then either the constructs stop and humanity dies, or they continue knowing that a small percentage of the constructs that they send out there are still people.
Or could it change into something completely different? Could it be both? Could it be something more? Here's the thing. Before our most recent history, there was an entire timeline where none of this was possible, none of it existed. Who says that things always have to stay the same? Who says that this change isn't for the better, and we're learning and we're developing? Constructs can live aside human beings as equals.
That's
Who
fine.
says that's not a thing?
That's fine. That's not the issue, though. There's not enough of them. We need their labor to survive. So where does that put humanity?
I mean, can I step in?
Sure,
with my 2
please.
cents, since I've been living here in this situation? You could just ask them.
There's not enough of them to work. We're
There's not
going
enough
back
people
to that. We're going back to that 1% of constructs having the potential to be people. That's not enough.
If the one in charge knows how it figures it out, then it might be more than 1% soon. I don't know what she's working on, but I know that's her plan.
I'm curious to see this, all of this, and I would love to meet this person.
I can take you there. I'll go up ahead, and then if you want, I can at least give them a heads up that you come in good faith. Okay.
All right. Should we leave the technophants? Except for Yi.
I'll show you a place they can hide just in case it goes south.
All right. Yeah, Eli takes out like his notebook and just starts like putting some stuff into it.
Okay. So, you will lead onwards and point out a sewer exit that to the side, closer to where the city is, explaining it's only about another 2 blocks away, but here would be good and you wouldn't be heard, so the technofans can stay here. They look at Yi for command.
Yeah, don't cause any trouble. We'll come back for you. This is just so we can make sure that, just in case, no one else is gonna get hurt.
Also, maybe if you're yelling, come check on us. Maybe.
They look at Yi for command.
Yeah. And you should also, as far as our secret rankings go, Amelia is above me, so whatever she says goes.
Private. Nikki
Yeah,
forgets.
Major Amelia.
Major Amelia and Captain. Commander.
Oh, Commander Fiora.
Got it. Okay, we'll remember. Nikki won't.
Give me little badges.
Need to update the nameplates so I can remember your. Done. So the charity explanation charity is not working. It's connected to, we were doing a reproductive rights one last week, but today we're doing the top surgery one that I just posted. I appreciate it for sharing.
Yeah, also a good thing to promote.
Yeah, both are great to promote. Both are great. So you can, if it's still open, you can donate to that. I don't know if it's still open, but donate to either, I guess. But I can't tell if you donate to that one, just so you're aware. So you move forward and you are brought into down a darker path, but suddenly it opens up and you see that there is a hole in the ceiling where the sewer would be. When you glance up, you see the sky. You see, what time was it when you came down here? Was it morning? I forget.
Yeah, the crack of 7 a.m.
Okay. Sure.
You see the high noon sky, and it's bright, sunny day, blue sky, no clouds in sight. And it shines down with like rays of light onto a little village, almost. It seems like there are little thatched roof houses that have been built into the sewer, partially into and partially out of this area, but you see that from what you can tell around the entrance where the light is coming from, there are bushes that are trying to cover it up for the most part, keeping it safe and hidden. But you don't see any buildings outside, so you think you're deep enough in that you might be outside of the walls of Florence, or at least very close. The area is actually rather large. It's been pushed out almost like it was a center for like workers years and years ago, and it's probably a good mile or two wide. So it's small for a village, but still big enough that multiple people can live here. You hear the cries of children playing, and you see little kids running across the grass, and you see people hanging up clothes on clotheslines, and every one of them, every single person, looks up when they see the lights coming from Amelia's lantern. And all the adults stop. All of the constructs that are there, there's probably four that you see. They turn and they immediately go on defense, but they see you and they don't do anything. But they're on defense, giving curious gaze to you and then at the four of you. One younger woman who looks like she's maybe 16, 17, runs off towards a slightly larger home and quickly runs into the room, disappearing out of your sight. One of the constructs comes up. Stefano comes with them, giving a slight wink to the group of you, but also like a motion of silence, as in like, you don't know me. As the other one goes, who are these people that you've brought here? Are they new recruits? He's like, they wanted to talk to her. Possibly new recruits. And the one that's next to Stefano nods his head and goes, "Welcome to our town. I hope you all understand that you cannot provide any information about this place to anyone. If that can't be done, then I will protect us. It's not meant to be a threat, it is a warning only. If you're here to join, that's wonderful. If you're here to just have a conversation, that's, I'm sure, acceptable. But Azzura will make the final decision. What happens?"
That seems reasonable enough.
They turn to start to walk towards the place the little girl, or the 17-year-old, ran to, when you hear a shatter of something. And it sounds like pottery. And when you glance over, Amelia, you recognize someone. What does Anthony Guerin look like?
Well, when last I saw him, he was probably only like a couple of inches taller than Amelia, so like kind of short, I guess, for a guy. Quite a stocky build, as is kind of the norm with the Technosophists. You know, it's a lot better to be short and sturdy so you can lift things, hold things, survive explosions. And he had a sort of short, sort of sandy blonde kind of hair, and forever wearing like really tattered work clothes, sort of jumpsuity kind of vibe. Was the go-to look back in the day.
He is still short, still stocky, probably a little bit more muscular now. But he's grown a beard. Looks older, looks aged, looks tired. And he just stares at you for a second. Amelia, what are you doing here?
I'm here. Hi. The team, we are here to talk to Azzura. That's why we're here. Where have you been? I mean, I suppose it's not my business, but it's been a while.
It has.
And he's very fidgety.
You see a little 3-year-old rush up and hug his leg. The same color hair as his, clutching to him, and he looks down, and a moment of sorrow fills his eyes, and like a small smile as he picks her up. I went where I could get what I wanted.
Not that. Yeah. No, that makes sense, and I'm glad that worked out for you. And sorry, I haven't. I should. This is my team. This is Sorry. This is Yi. This is Fiora. This is Eli. We're I guess we're here looking for something we need now. Isn't that funny? uh, so yeah, it's yeah.
You haven't changed.
I mean, my hair's longer. I managed to grow out after it caught fire that one time. Yeah, no, I guess I'm.
A woman walks up behind him and says, Anthony, what's going on? Sophia. This is Amelia. Her eyes open wide, and she's like, wait, the Amelia? And he nods. We probably shouldn't have this conversation out in open. But
I mean, we don't even have to have this conversation. We're just here. We're gonna go meet Azzura. It's like I'm not even here. You don't even need to worry about it. It was
You're putting work
nice.
first.
Well, it feels like the better option currently. I don't want to intrude when you've found what you were looking for.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you found your place and know what to are able to offer more to society now. And he just like turns and walks on his heel and walks right back into the room with his kid held in his arm. And the woman kind of looks at you almost apologetically before quickly following her husband. And I don't think anybody needs to have a thing to know that this Amelia's not okay.
Yeah.
And as a note, we are using safety tools. We have discussions. This is all, even though I feel terrible saying these things, it's all
good. I am okay. Amelia is not, but Blue is.
Yes. Oh, not the poll. Who's doing these polls? Sorry. Tell us, Heath.
He's just gonna go up and hug Amelia.
Amelia is going to very tightly hug back and totally not cry. It's totally fine. She's not crying. There's just rust in her eyes or something, or like there was moss in the sewers, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of moss.
I have I could cut part of my antidepressant patch if you wanna.
I think I can push through just now, but I might circle back to that. Thank you. That was we need to be over there, right?
Question: did Amelia take any harm just now?
Do you have? That's a good question. That's a really good question. I think this will be a firmness.
I have firmness. Let's check. I don't have that as a trained skill, so I can only use one card.
Use one card. You need 2 successes to not be affected at all.
Okay. Remind me, is that hearts? Is that flesh?
It's hearts. Heart's flesh is the same thing.
I can't remember what my Jack of Hearts is. I don't think it is anything in particular.
It wouldn't be worth
somewhat
8 points at least.
No. It's the best I've got though. So, but at the same time, kind of like, do I want to use it, or do I just, you know what? No, we'll in for a penny, in for a pound. So I can only give you one success, and my card's really shiny. The Ace of Hearts.
Okay. You will take a trauma in flesh.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
As your heart is
You know what's really cool about Children of the River? They have a special ability called tuning, in which this ability represents the profound knowledge of human emotions that the river child develops in life of active practice and empathy and compassion. They allow, after an intimate conversation with a consenting and collaborative character, to identify their deepest thoughts and feelings and to solve their emotional, social, and mental problems. It allows the removal of traumas of flesh and steam.
What?
Okay. Are
So
you
I
going to
don't.
have time to have a conversation?
Do we have time?
When Azzura comes out. You can try.
Crap.
We can try. How long is the walk? How far away was that house?
Not too far, but she hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
True. Well,
So
it's an automatic success. Success! But as Yi is hugging Amelia and Eli does his best to offer condolences in the only way he seems to know how anymore, which is the form of hard drugs.
Hey, that is that's how we roll.
One method.
Yeah.
Fiora is going to look at Amelia right in the eyes, and I don't know if it means much, but I just want you to know you don't have to contribute anything to society other than staying alive. That is probably the most important thing that you can do.
Amelia will be sort of like shaky and like trying to keep up the smile, but also doing that like really wobbly smile of the I'm not crying, I'm fine, I'm fine. Fiddling endlessly with like necklace, ears, cogs, whatever she can find and go. She'll sort of be like, I really, that means a lot. It's just Anthony and I, it's funny. So many kids and pregnancies and so much life, and it's lovely. It's so happy and but I am happy for him. I am happy. He always wanted a kid. He always wanted that family life, and I didn't manage to give him that. So I tried. We tried. I tried. But sometimes things go wrong, and I guess I work too much, or well, it's like Eli says, sometimes the technosophists make bad life choices, and I guess that I'm just a little unsuited for society or whatever. But yeah, no, it's good. He has his family. I've gotten so much done, and I'm learning new things every day. And she'll just sort of like taper off, and sort of like more trembling and more shaking, and just being like, yeah, no, it's
Eli's gonna take off his anti-depression patch and just hand it over to Amelia. Just
she'll a little sort of like hesitantly, but then sort of giving in and going, you know what, I probably do need to be functional today. Let's slap that on there. She'll sort of roll up a sleeve and put it on her arm, or not robot arm. But no, it's okay. I will be okay. We are okay. We have things to do, and I'm here, and it's all okay. And you know, it's at least I'm not late this time, or maybe I am late. Are we late? Are we early? Are we on time? We should.
I mean, if you want a
yes.
kid, I can probably move you up on the list or something.
That's not really. It wouldn't work out. I'm. The doctor reckoned it was not likely to be a one-time mishap.
I meant for adoption. Sorry.
Oh, that makes way more sense. Sorry, we've had so much talk about peer-reviewed positions and efficiency and how to pop something out that it was just, straight where my brain went. But no, I don't think I'm ready yet, and that's okay. But it's okay because we're doing other things.
I will say Amelia doesn't see this because Amelia is distracted. You will see. Actually, nobody sees this but Yi because Yi is taller and has Amelia in front of him. You see Anthony leaving his house and heading towards Zora's house in a rush.
Yi is gonna lean in a little bit, still hugging Amelia, and say, that man's running over to the house of the person we're after.
Oh. We should. He did always say that I was really bad at timekeeping. We're probably going to be late. I'm holding us all up. We should just go, because it's rude to keep people waiting.
No.
And
if you need time, I can go in and talk first. I can stall for you.
That's nice, but I think maybe she'll sort of glance around the village at the probably still lots of suspicious looks that we're all getting. We should probably all just stick together, and I'll just hang back. It'll be okay. I'll just sorry. It'll be okay. I'll be back here, and she'll shimmy behind, like, Fiora, I guess. But Fiora will probably go at the front. I'll just hide behind you, because he's the biggest.
As you're having this conversation, Azzura walks out with a construct next to her, as well as the construct that went inside. So there's 2 constructs with her, and then a arguing, slightly bellowing, like harsh whispers, loud enough that probably could be heard, Anthony behind, demanding to be listened to, basically, and making comments that anybody can really hear. But basically, Eli, do you have... Do you have empathy? Do you have a card to play?
I'm not trained in it, but I am capable of empathy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Play card.
Yeah, 1 heart. This is probably like one of my only cards.
Oh.
Eli, some of these words might stick out to you specifically as you see Amelia's reactions. You hear Anthony stating that she'll be a burden, that she doesn't contribute anything. She won't contribute anything to society. That she's a problem. That if we want to stay on focus, if we want to stay on task, if we want to stay efficient, we can't bring these people in. Some of these words you've heard because you've said them yourself in the last couple of days. And you're now starting to realize with this that each time Amelia got extremely quiet and pulled back or left, and this kind of opens your eyes to understand why.
I'm going to pat Amelia awkwardly. I wish I had an opportunity to have known you before this world. Then I feel I could have appreciated you.
Amelia will sort of just be like, really
Thumbs
like
up.
she's lost in her own head right now, but like she'll sort of smile at you and be like, that means a lot, Eli. Thank you.
It's taking everything in Fiora's power not to deck Eli in the face right now. Oh my
You know what?
God.
Give me... No. Let's play this out. Give me a firmness
A
roll
deck
to
would very much
maintain your
be
calm.
appropriate.
If you want to maintain your calm, or you
I
can just
felt like
deck
that
it.
was good for Eli. That was,
I mean, that is leaps and bounds better for you.
baby steps. Did you see that?
I do
like,
have
shoulder
a 5
pat?
of hearts. I do. I have a 5 of hearts.
Do you want to use it right now?
No,
to avoid
I
punching
don't.
Eli? Okay.
I do. I want to punch him right in the fucking face.
Fiora chooses
Right in front of
violence.
Do you have a diamond?
I do!
That would be combat.
Fuck. Mm.
Okay. So you can punch Eli if you want.
Oh me, oh my. Oh, I sure do heckin' do. What is that? What is that, Mitch? Are you dodging me?
A punch? No, a punch does 2 damage, so that's... Yeah, 2 of my cards gone.
Oh no! Oh no!
No regrets.
No regrets.
Okay.
Okay.
I will say that instead of losing 2 cards, you can take a physical trauma instead.
Okay.
Steel trauma.
Yeah, I have a total. So I have 2. I have 1 flesh and 2 steam. Or sorry, no, hold on. That's steel. So I now have 1 in. I now have 1 trauma in everything but gear.
Okay.
Why did you
So
end
no
up with so
negatives.
much trauma?
Motions to life. Look at my fields of trauma and see that it is filled and ready for reaping.
We did get a $50 donation.
Yay!
So thank you so much for that, which means, oh shit, throw something big at the party.
Oh.
It was a Street Fighter Shadouken. It's like, the fuck, Children River can do that? That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Yeah, you just see through Fiora's punch Kamehameha. Eli doesn't exist anymore. Oops.
It's like,
Oops, Eli's gone.
oops, no Eli.
Oops, no Eli. Character development's going so well.
So a lot of things have happened in a very short period of time. Anthony is rushing out as Azzura and 2 constructs. One, Eli, as they get closer, you begin to recognize a little bit. Anthony is screaming. Eli has this epiphany about things that were said and apologize. As you start to focus, you're distracted a little bit. Then you get decked in the face. And you're a little confused about everything that's going on. And Azzura
That was
just raises her
empathetic.
hand.
God damn.
Azzura raises her hand to Anthony. And this woman is maybe in her 50s, short, gray hair, small little thin glasses on, and she's wearing a lab coat. And she just turns with this stern face and says, "Shut the fuck up and go home." And he can. "Do you want me to prolong your life debt?" He stops talking and immediately starts walking away. And she turns, like fixing her coat. And as the 3 of them come closer, Eli, you recognize one of the constructs because it looks almost identical to your brother. He is looking straight at you. And the resemblance... would you have ever met Eli's family?
I never would have met them, but I don't know if Eli would have ever showed me pictures of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fiora, you do recognize the same hair, shape, and style. But this is partial construct. And Eli is just shaking his head as this man is staring at him, but says nothing. Azzura walks up and says, "I hear that you're all here to discuss something with me. I hope it is important to bring all of you here and cause a ruckus, it seems, inside of my town."
Sometimes a ruckus has to be made in order to make a point.
Oh, believe me, I understand that. Please, let's go inside. We can discuss whatever it is you need before more rumors begin to spread. And she just glares around. And she has this demeanor of like, she knows that she's in charge and powerful here. And she just, whenever she looks at somebody, they like stop. And she just turns on her heel and walks right back into the building.
Hold on. Why is this construct not tanned, and why does this one? Why is it unfinished?
She screeches to a halt, turns, and stares you dead in the eye. Excuse me?
Why is this construct unfinished?
Are you pointing to your brother?
Mm-hmm.
Out of character. She looks at him and looks at you. What was your brother's name again?
Eli.
Your brother's name was Eli?
Yeah, we're both Eli's.
What was his?
Actually.
Were those nicknames or were that their full name?
Oh, he is Elia. Is his full name. I'm just Eli because you will always be more than I'll ever be.
Okay. Elia is he is everything that he needs to be and has wanted to be. And until he can afford further upgrades, then he is what he is.
This is why they tan the skin, because obviously I'm having an emotional reaction to seeing my familial relation present before me.
Glances at Elia and then glances at Eli. Interesting. You told me you didn't have family. Well, we can finish this discussion inside.
Why? Why can't we have it right here? Oh my God, Elia, I've spent years filling in for you, and I've been miserable. And you've been here this whole time. Mom and Dad still won't stop talking about you.
Elia's just like looking at the ground right now. It's like, I didn't have a choice.
There's always a choice.
Azzura looks like they're about to say something and says, "No, please, Elia, continue. Elaborate." And he winces slightly and says, "I went home like this. Mom and Dad said I was dead to them. That it wasn't real. I was a figment of their imagination. I was a trick. I was created to be this way. Just a sick joke played on by some other architect. I had to come back. Without having access to architects, and I was considered dead. I had no one else to turn to. So I owe Azzura quite a lot for ensuring I am still here."
Okay, I guess that's logical. Proceed. Sure.
I'm sorry that my absence has caused you to suffer. I had hoped that you continued to play music and enjoy life
No.
like you did before.
No, I live alone. I haven't touched the piano or the violin in almost a decade. Despite that, I'm still not top in my class nor an accomplished architect. So,
That's because you were never meant to be an architect, Eli.
if we're talking about the things that are meant to be and things that are not meant to be, you're not to be alive. You died.
I was partially dead when I was saved. I wasn't completely dead. The joy that you had while playing music helped me get through things. I never wanted you to become an architect. Why do you think I became an architect to begin with? So you didn't have
It doesn't
to.
matter. Because now I am what it happened. So, you lived your life. I lived mine, and let's just proceed on. There's nothing that can be done about it. Things
There's
happen
always something that can
without
be
our
done.
control. You can't take back almost a decade.
No, but we can start over. If you don't want to be an architect, do not. If it makes you miserable, if it has crushed everything of who you are, don't do it. It's not worth. This isn't worth that sacrifice.
I don't want to talk to you.
Mom and
right
Dad's
now,
opinions aren't worth that sacrifice.
Mom and Dad's all I have. So,
Azzura just steps forward. See, you hear it, Elia? Exactly what I told you would happen. Now, let's go back inside before we make more of a scene. And we can discuss this privately, shall we?
all right.
And I think that's where we'll go on break.
Oh,
That's me. I was like,
Yeah.
You can't wreck me and then be like, we're going on
that's
break
certainly
right
an
after.
oh shit button, isn't it?
I know, right?
Yeah, goodness.
I thought that was good, everyone.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sydney has already had to run off. Oh,
Yeah.
we're
Are we
back.
back? No, I think we're
Basically.
back. Yeah.
Basically.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome back. Hopefully everybody went out and went to the restrooms, got your drinks, got some snackage, got some tissues for no reason whatsoever. And let's continue. Let's just jump on back in. So do you follow Azzura into the house?
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Inside you see a office space. It's very neat and tidy, very organized. There is not a single thing out of place, it seems. Behind her desk, there is a chair that looks worn, but like still like it was a very expensive chair at some point. And behind that is a wall of shelves, and there is a space where there is a glass that is case that is empty, with 10 individual little pillar-like places for something to sit on. And she sits down, and there aren't any other seats in this room. She doesn't seem to care about the comfort of others. And she goes, "You've been here for less than 15 minutes, and already there has been so much chaos that is going to take so much work and effort to fix. But I will at least hear you out. What can I do for you?"
We are here to... Fiora looks at Yi and Amelia, knowing that everyone's already been through so much trauma. We're here to help.
Someone's putting a code, a virus of some sort into the constructs. And our investigation has led us here, and we want to continue on with that to find the culprit.
Interesting. What or who could have brought you here? We have been well hidden for 15 years. It concerns me that you suddenly found us. It is completely relevant. Someone
What information
told
will you
about
provide us?
I'll tell you that I didn't do anything. I've just been trying to run and maintain my own little place down here.
Oh, we're not insinuating that you've done anything. The information that we found so far... Oh, no. It's possible that someone that does live in this community is capable of doing the things that we have spoken about. The information that we've collected so far, namely the code that we have found that has been quote-unquote corrupting the constructs, has led us here. Now, the reason we're here is to get to the bottom of this because we are concerned for the livelihood and lives of people that live on the surface, as well as concerned for the lives of the people that live down here. Not necessarily for their general safety down here, but if there is dangerous code running around, it could easily affect you just as well as it's affecting us.
Oh, so you come as a warning. Interesting. What does this code do?
It makes them act out violently. Sometimes, though, it connects to, I guess, sparks to what they were prior.
Interesting, intriguing. And
are you an architect, by the way?
I was an architect, yes. I don't think they determine it as an architect anymore. I consider myself more of an artist of the code instead of an architect.
And how do you express your art?
By helping people, of course. she points to like Stefano and Elia. I give people the bodies that they can't have if they die or are dying, and allow them to live again. Or continue living in these forms.
Are you the only one here with architect training?
No.
How many?
It's none of your business.
All right.
Are you the only one that knows how to do that then? Is that why everyone is indebted to you? Seems me.
The people who also know how to do it are also indebted to me. So.
You seem to be quite on top of things.
An entrepreneur.
Mhm.
An opportunist.
I would like to check the coding myself. I assume I need permission from the constructs here, but it would be great if you could encourage them to allow me to check their coding.
Stefano looks like he's about to immediately say yes, but like stops himself. And she goes, okay. Stefano, step forward. Let the men look you over.
I prefer to start with Elia.
Of course you would. But no connections, yes. She motions for Elia, and Elia steps forward.
All right, he'll do a heckin' programming and look at what the fuck's happening behind the screen.
Do you have some cards there?
Yeah. You got some cards.
You got some cards?
You got some cards. Ooh, I'm going deep.
Ooh.
I'm going to spend 2 for 3 successes. So 2 cards, both spades, totaling to like 12.
Dang.
Okay.
Wow.
That's what you needed to find out what you needed to find out. How many cards?
Like beep, boop, beep.
1? You have one more card, right? You have one more card?
Yeah, I have 1 card left. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not great. It's been a pretty taxing day so far.
Weird. Sorry. How that works.
Yeah, probably the most taxing would probably be my former childhood lover punching me in the face after I showed empathy. Teaching me once again that any sort of compassion will just be met with strikes.
I feel like it was very grateful. She was just, a mess.
You deep dive into the code. And she looks confident. She looks like there's no way you're going to find something. You admitted yourself that you're not that good as an architect, honestly. Just moments ago. Not top of your class.
Wait, what?
You said that you're not top of your class. You
Fuck!
had to fight your way. You admitted yourself that you aren't a great architect.
Subconscious, I slipped it. God damn it.
Maya is looking at you, slightly taller than you, so looking down, almost like you're not looking at him, so you can't tell, but the others can see that he's looking hopeful. And when you look in the code, at first it looks completely normal. Looks completely normal, just like every code for any construct. But you know where to look because you saw what is affected in the emotional portion of the brain. So you go there, and you find that there is a encrypted section. but without much fuss, you are able to unencrypt it. And you're able to find and dive in and see that the code has unlocked the ability for the brain to work like it should work. It is very advanced, extremely advanced, but what is happening in theory is the code does not do anything but make the brain function. The brain is doing everything beyond that. There's nothing in the code whatsoever that states, do this if that, for emotions, responses, or commentary, or any type of code that could explain why they reacted the way they would. It seems that the difference between this code and the code that was in the constructs that were being overtaken by the virus is this is more finesse, and this is due to the encryption. It takes a lot of data and brain power, stunting them to be completely who they could be, potentially. It also seems that there is a kill switch inside of it.
Cool. Yeah, that fixes it. No. Okay, yeah,
Perhaps as a failsafe in case it failed or in case they fight back. You
Okay, here is my theory, Azzura. I believe the virus, because this is pretty good programming. It's very good.
She glowers slightly when you say pretty good.
I'm sorry. It's really, really good. Something that I would never be able to do in a million years. But I believe the virus came from someone that you taught, because your coding is somewhat similar in terms of what it's trying to do, but yours kind of has there's that personal touch that I think comes from your viewpoint that this is an artistic venture.
Interesting. So you're saying one of my employees are potentially causing this issue that you said is happening?
Correct. That's my theory.
A clever theory. I mean, I can definitely look into this and ensure that they are taken care of and it stops.
We need to take care of it.
I'm afraid internally, I'm the one that makes decisions.
Correct, but you're still on Florence grounds, property of the Citadels of Florence.
If you check with the property alignments, we are not. We are outside of the walls.
Regardless, we were sent to investigate.
And you investigated. Congratulations.
You handling it will not be a sufficient answer.
Here's the problem, is that I don't think any of us want to take away your right to govern yourselves, because you're correct, you're outside of Florence walls, and it's within your right to do whatever you see fit in your particular situation. However, when your particular situation starts to affect the city of Florence, that's when it becomes a much larger issue, and that's when the lines get a little bit blurred. Now, the city of Florence does not want to inhibit your way of life in any way, but in order to protect the citizens of the city of Florence, it will be our job to make sure that the people are safe.
And you're really close.
I'm really close?
physically, the location of this is very close to the Citadel.
It is exactly 26 miles away from the Citadel, actually. It's not very close.
Maybe there's a sort of in between that we could reach where it's more of a we bring the person in to explain what they did so we can undo it, and then we can send them back to you. And then that way we get the explanation, we get the fix, everything is safe, and you still get final say in how that person is dealt with.
You know what? I was too harsh in my judgment. You're right. I will bring all of my architects forward, and you may discuss whatever you wish with them.
I think it'd probably be better if you just tell people that we are welcome and allow us to pursue our investigation instead of potentially tipping off to someone that we are looking.
I do need to at least tell them that they're being called. I will not tell them why.
All right.
Does that suffice?
That's more than reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. She will pick up a tablet nearby and type something on the tablet and places it down. It says, they should be in the meeting room within 5-10 minutes. Stefano, Elia, please bring them to that room. And they will lead you away if that's where you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is not, it's about a 5-minute walk there, and you end up passing by quite an elaborate labyrinth of maze. You notice that this room does continue beyond the couple of miles, it seems. You actually even see you see like a sign that says like numbers 1 through X this way, 350 from to this number this way. Numbers go up to like 800.
Yep. Uh-huh. I thought so.
You're passed by a couple of laboratories. You were passed by a morgue. There is a medical bay. You pass by a couple of study locations where people are just sitting inside. A training area where you see at least 4 or 5 people doing some type of therapy with a mechanical arm or a mechanical leg or some part of them that is construct now. And eventually you are brought to a room in the center. Or a room, I shouldn't say it's in the center, but a room. And it's just a boring office that has a long table.
Oh, hey, it's like my office. Nice.
Your office is not boring. Look at the wall behind you.
I meant Eli's office.
Oh, you like looked around your
Eli
actual
would not.
office.
Yeah, Eli's office would not be this pretty.
You quite possibly have the coolest office. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very jealous.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
And it's Stefano and Elia that are with us, yeah?
Yes.
Is you still with us?
You is still out in the courtyard.
Okay.
Or was.
Can we call him in with us?
Not easily.
Okay.
Okay,
We don't want to in case we get him in trouble.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will ask Stefano. Are you aware that the programming that kind of lets you continue on, that it also prevents you from fully being who you were in life. There's a lot of brain activity taken up by these coatings.
Yes.
And you're aware that there is a kill switch.
He almost chuckles at that. Or he does chuckle slightly, like kind of a dark chuckle. We are reminded regularly that there is a kill switch. The debt once paid is supposed to release the kill switch and the rest of our brain power. So we were told.
Looking back, is it possible? I mean, I'm not a good programmer like her, but is it possible to finesse the code in a way that could lead to...
With that roll, yes, but it would burn up relatively quicker than a normal body would. Not necessarily as fast as like within a year or anything, but maybe like 20 years max. It would eventually use up the brain, though.
Yeah.
Right, that's not
It
a
still
bad
gives
run.
Yeah, I'll be like...
with
so
the way that
releasing
it's
the code,
currently
you'll-
built, though, without getting rid of anything, it could last for hundreds of years.
Yeah, you could potentially live for a very long time, but if they release the coding and let the rest of you form, you'll probably die within 20 years, give or take 5.
He looks confused by that. We were told we would be free to live.
You'd live like 20 years. It's too much information. Your brain will burn out. It's just kind of, if you can imagine adrenaline being pumped through your body 24/7, eventually the body will not be able to sustain the chemicals. And so other parts of your body will start to fail and brain becomes mush.
It was implied, Eli will say, it was implied that we could live long, healthy lives. But the actual wording, I believe, that was said was, you get to live the rest of your days. Now that I think about it, should have been a red flag, honestly, because life debt takes at least 20 years to pay off.
Why the kill switch, though?
In case they run.
There was
But
one.
From the programming, and I am sad to say it, it does appear that you are somewhat who you were before, and that this isn't advanced programming that I'm interacting with. And so in that sense, the act of a kill switch seems very unethical.
Barbaric.
That as well. You're gonna punch me again?
I'm just impressed that you think something is unethical. That's all.
You know, maybe taking the depression patches off every so often might be good for you.
Not really, no.
I mean, like, I kind of get why you're using them, because I feel way more level right now. But, like, yeah, it's... So, what are we gonna... How are we going to interview these architects? How do we figure out which one it is. If it's only one of them, what if it's all of them? Like, and then how do we get you and I guess Elia and maybe other people out of? Can we get people out of life debts if she's not in Florence? It's got a bit more complicated.
The only way to get us out of the life debt is to either pay it off, which seems to be impossible because every time something breaks, it adds more time to it. Or to stop her from being able to do something about it. And the one
kill.
or two people who've tried that aren't alive anymore, so.
What do you mean stop her from being able to do something about it?
She's the one in control of the kill switch. There is actually no guarantee that she will disable that as we walk out that door.
Is she the only one who can control it?
She's the one that states that she's the one that holds it over our heads, at least. I doubt she would give anybody else that power. She is.
What's the range on it? Have you ever seen this kill switch?
I've seen it once. We were a mile away at the time. I don't know if it can go further.
When was the last time she used it?
2 months ago. Someone named actually it was an architect, a sprocket, I think.
Yeah, he used to be my neighbor.
Oh,
that was 2 months ago.
Yeah, she wanted to leave, and she supposedly paid off her debt.
That's impossible. That it was 2 months ago.
I was with her with Lewis, and we watched her pass out, and we checked for a pulse, and there wasn't one. We checked for brainwave activity. There wasn't any. We went to go bring her back to here, but machine stopped us. Another construct, a war machine.
So she was a construct.
No, you don't understand.
At least
it's impossible.
At least had her construct companion. But no, we spoke to Elise like yesterday.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. She must have figured out a way to at least give the appearance. She figured out a way out.
I mean, we buried her.
Are you sure?
I mean, it has to be, right? There's no other logical explanation. We didn't speak to someone named Dr. Sprocket. Now, these could just be two different people. Or she figured out a way.
People that both have construct companions?
Yeah, so that's the least likely. So the most likely is that she figured out a way to trick everyone and thus gain her freedom.
Or we went into her apartment and it was empty. Or
Yeah.
she was never there at all.
But
No, that's not how matter
we
works,
sat with
right?
her and had
Yeah.
tea and
They have the hand thing. Like,
yeah, the camera. She left the camera.
Yeah.
Then where
let's
did she
go
go?
with the most
The-
logical conclusion, not to theories that I guess breach realms of I don't know, whatever the heck that was, of imaginary.
I mean, it's not like she's a ghost because that's not a thing.
Ghosts aren't real. Exactly. Because we're not children.
I mean,
Are there cameras in this room, Nikki?
That's a great question.
And
Check your
Eli
perception
kind of
check.
like is raising his hands a little bit, just like
I'm gonna
No.
do a perception check for cameras.
smart. It's a good idea.
That's a steam, right? Okay. I don't have any clubs in my hands, but I have cards that equal 8. Actually, I don't need it. I just need a card that equals 6 because that's one of the things I'm trained in. So, haha, I use a 6.
Okay.
Nice.
There is a camera.
Mm-mm.
Amazing.
That
I'm going to ask
You wouldn't
what-
normally see because it's not obvious.
Amazing.
Technosophist.
Could you smash that for me?
Is it a Technosophist
Alright.
camera or an Architect camera? Or I guess more specifically,
An engineer
a
camera.
Citadel camera.
It is not a Citadel
Is it?
camera.
New tech or old tech?
Yeah.
It looks like a trying to think. You see in the light that is above the ceiling. For a brief second, Fiora, when you glance up, you see a blinking red dot just when you look at it from a certain angle. And then when you look closer, you see there's a little small hole on the center where there's a small little bubble, possibly doing a 360 view of the entire room.
Yeah, Yi, can you punch that for me?
Yeah.
Whoa. Hold on. We don't know the extent by which they are listening and or watching us. Also, we just went through a maze, so we don't know where we are. What
I
if they
just need
come
2
and then
minutes. They're not going to get
What
here
are
in
you
2 minutes.
what are you gonna do in 2 minutes?
Yi,
I guess we'll find out.
please.
Can I jump up and do it, or do I need to do something crazy?
If you're going to jump
I
up
give
and
him
do
a
it, that'd be
spanner.
athletics.
Athletics?
What's a spanner?
Okay.
Just I have spanners and wrenches and things. I imagine that's useful
Sure.
for smashing
Just
the
like
camera.
throw it.
Yeah, just for flavor more than anything else.
Flavor.
Great.
Nice. This is amazing.
Okay.
Joy. Pure joy.
So you don't injure your
In
hand.
that case,
Aw, you're so
Yeah.
considerate,
thank
Amelia.
you. All right. In that case, I will, because I do have graceful, which allows me to use diamonds and spades. I'm gonna add up 7 and a 2 to get 3 successes.
Very nice. You smash this hammer into this light and spot on crack the camera. There are sparks that fly from the light bulb. And the timer has begun. Fiora, what are you doing?
Uh-oh.
I have okay. I have one ability that I have not used yet that is incredibly specific. I have what's called Miracle.
Okay.
It is my queen card. And basically, I can perform a single miracle decided on by the spot of one of my kind. Once I perform it, I can't do it anymore, basically, until I have enough experience points to buy it back. So, the miracle that I would like to perform, and I am just crossing my heckin' fingers, I would like to call forth the ghost of Dr. Sprocket.
Oh,
Well,
Do you have
stop fucking with
do you have to spend
logic.
points on that? Or no, you don't have to spend anything on it, do you? It's just
No, it's a value of
I got it.
two. Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Okay.
oh
You
shit,
all watch
son.
as Fiora closes her eyes and you see green glow begin to pulsate from her chest up from the ground into her legs,
Eli
just
avert his
completely
eyes.
corseting through her entire body. You see this glow turn into almost like leaves dancing around her, but they're all ghost-like looking. And it's almost as if a tree blooms from Fiora that is magical. And when it dissipates and the leaves begin to fall, all of you have to blink because there's a bright flash. And before you is a green toned spirit of Dr. Sprocket. And she just smirks.
Are you guys seeing this?
I knew you'd be smart enough.
Yep.
What does this even mean? Is there an afterlife?
Amelia will just sort of take Yee's hand, like, I am really not okay right now.
Okay, we're here with you.
There's a lot of things, but first, I suggest locking the doors. She looks at Stefano and Elia, and they will go and lock the doors. How may I be of assistance? I'm glad you were able to figure it out. It took a lot of effort for those two conversations. So thank you, Fiora.
Can Fiora speak right now, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Got it. Good.
As soon as the flash happens, like you feel like slightly tired, like drained almost, but you do see her.
Dr. Sprocket, thank you so much. We just have a few questions. We don't have much time, you're right. We need to ask you everything you need to know about the kill switch that's been programmed into the people that live here.
Eli, do you have a tablet?
Huh?
Do you have a tablet?
I don't.
Amelia will take off the depression patch and stick it back on Eli.
That's old tech. I have the matrix to interact with a construct, and I have a notebook and a scalpel, and maybe half of a granola bar.
Then here, and then she reaches up and she touches Elia, just placing like a hand on his arm. And you watch as code flows through her into Elia. The kill switch can be disabled. It's very dangerous, but it can also be used to fake a death. if you disable the kill switch and do not disable the rest of the mind, while they are not going to be at full capacity, they would be still breathing and alive and would not burn out as quickly. I put code in there that would actually, in theory, I haven't tested it because I was found out before, in theory will stop it from using as much power as it would.
So you were messing with the code down here, and did Azzura find out 2 months ago when you were...
She did.
Are you sure she hasn't been able to find your coding and get rid of it?
It was hidden inside Vincent, and Vincent wasn't here.
Is Vincent still around?
He's in the basement of our apartment.
Do we need to find...
in Elia.
Why did you take that picture?
What?
The picture of Fiora and I. Why did you take that picture?
What picture? There's only...
That's you.
On the camera?
What?
We only have 2 minutes. Why would we ask that? What? No. Wait. Hold.
I took it because it was a gorgeous shot, and I saw you two going there regularly. I could see you from where I would go meet Vincent. And I just really appreciated how in love you seemed. And it reminded me of what I had with Sabrina or Vincent. It was just like the perfect moment, and I apologize for interrupting your privacy.
There's no...
Any ideas on, like, secret ways out of here? Just as a thought.
There is an emergency exit, but it's about 2 miles further outside the city.
Can you describe?
Where are you when you're not here?
I don't know. It's nice, though.
Doctor, are the other architects here, aside from Azzura, on her side?
Some of them. Some were aware and looking for ways out, but there are at least 4, and she'll give names, who are very loyal.
Have they been working on the code after you've passed?
They might have. I gave it to one architect. She reminded me of Sabrina. So I had hoped that she would learn more. She's very bright. I was hoping perhaps with time, and because I was older, she would have more time to figure something out and save everyone.
In order to save the people that are down here, do we have to go back to the apartment and find Vincent, or is there something that we can do while we're here? Do we have time to escape?
I have the code in Elia temporarily. It is good for now. I do not have it there permanently because I don't want her to have access to it. But Eli, if you are able to access it, you could potentially memorize the code or take it into a thumb drive. I believe your friend Amelia should have something like that. The architects fail to realize that while older technology is outdated, sure, it's very useful for holding data and for a lot of other things. But a thumb drive is something that can slip under someone's nose without any thought, and an architect would never be aware.
That's the perfect suggestion. Thank you so much, Doctor. I know we only have a little bit of time left, and I will take the names of the 4 people that are allied.
She will also give
and
those. One of them, that the one that looks like Sabrina's, her name is
Something.
It's also. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
It's fine.
We can get it later. We can get it
Yeah, it's
later.
Ruby.
Yeah.
I already gave it. It's Ruby.
What?
It's Ruby. It's Ruby. Ruby.
Ruby?
It's
Ruby.
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 Yep.
Okay.
R-U-B-Y. Like the jewel.
R-U-B-Y. Ruby. Working on
We
code.
ain't got no alibi.
Hey. One last thing. We know that we can help the people down here. Do you have any idea who has been working on the code that has been corrupting the constructs in the capital?
I believe that was an accident.
You believe
The code was
what?
an accident.
I believe that portion slipped into another construct while Azzura was looking at it and found it, and if I can imagine what she would have reacted like, she probably assumed it was a sign from Dr. DeLuca. Who's alive, by the way? Like, I don't understand why they're acting like he's this god. He's alive. He's just outside of the walls.
Dr. DeLuca's alive?
Yeah, he's part construct and slightly lost his mind, but he's alive.
Okay. Do you think Dr. DeLuca would be able to get rid of the code that was created? The bad one?
Possibly, but I don't think you have time to find him, unfortunately. But Eli, I think with the code that I just provided, you should be able to figure it out.
Okay.
Dr. Sprocket, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for reaching out to us. And I'm so sorry that you didn't make it out of here.
It's okay. I made it. I'm happy. And I was able to help people. Even if I had to hold on longer for somebody else to make the final steps. I'll see you all when it's finished. And she begins to fade away. And on the wind, you hear the sounds of alarms. You hear the sound of footsteps. You hear chaos. But you also hear the sound of a song. A familiar song for Fiora and Eli. On the Nature of Daylight is playing. As the doctor begins to fade away, it sounds just like it did when Eli used to play it.
Ah!
We might be in trouble.
Stefano and Elia are thankfully not as distracted and say, we need to go now. And open the door and quickly this way. We'll show you where to go.
I feel like Eli is just a comatose mess right now. Just like...
Elia picks you up.
Aww.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. So we're running.
We're
but
running.
before we go, before we need to make sure we get that coding from Elia, because otherwise we're
even
screwed.
Even if we don't, Vincent has a copy of it, so it's just whether or not we can get to Vincent. So
Elia will clear his throat. If she catches us, Stefano and I will not make it. So we need to go. Eli, do whatever you need to do.
Okay. I need to look at the code and memorize it. And he'll open up the bag.
Amelia will start digging around in pockets and pouches to find some memory sticks.
Okay.
And we'll pass over whatever she finds that's compatible.
Okay. So I'm going to need a roll, or I'm going to need something from each of you. First, but I'm going to have you all tell me, other than Eli, because Eli, I know what you're doing already. You're going to try to get the code and figure that out. You will have a automatic success, but you can get one more, and that's because of your 3 rolls earlier and the help from Dr. Sprocket. Everybody else, tell me how you help with the escape.
Ooh. Great question.
Great question.
As far as where we're going, there's a very distinct path where we're going and where the threats are coming from, right?
Yes, it's very chaotic. There seems to be threats coming from everywhere. There is at some point where you could potentially run into somebody. Perhaps they need to be punched in the face. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love that here.
I mean, I would say this, and this would probably be after the whole thumb drive thing, but as we're running, I would say Yi is probably going to help Amelia in any way he can. And amidst all of that, because he knows that when we've run before, sometimes it's Amelia struggles with all her equipment and everything falling out. So he's going to help her, but also give someone trying to stop us the old 1-2. And if need be, if there are situations where there's a doorway or we know people are coming towards us, we get through the door. If there's equipment, you would probably try to shift that in front of the door so that they'd have to bust through more than just the door to get up to us.
Okay. So let's go with athletics.
Sick. All right. I'm going to do... I've got 1 success.
Okay. Do you want to draw from the dark?
Can't.
Because athletics, you have... if you can play, you can play 2 cards with it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I will. So I discard 1, draw from the top.
Yes.
Okay. That'll be the Queen of Hearts, which the value is diamond. So that will be athletics, and diamond's 5. So that'll be a total of 8. So that's 3 successes.
That is 3 successes. Hey! Fantastic.
Sick.
All right.
Sick.
So I'm going to have everybody tell me what they get, and then I will describe the scenario that happens. Amelia, what would you like to do?
Well, I feel like the thumb drive thing is pretty straightforward. So, is that okay to just happen? Cool.
That just happens.
Okay, so I'm being scooped up and we're running. Because I do have my air taser, so if we do end up in combat, I can shoot people. But also, Yi makes an excellent point. My bag does, and pouches, etc., does tend to end up sort of leaving a bit of shrapnel lying around. So I could try and, like, weaponize that. Do some good old-fashioned caltropes. Or just, like, water balloons, but it's full of screws. Like,
Okay,
you know?
give me for that. Give me your creation ability, the one that's your gears.
Yeah. So I have you, and I also have graceful, but I can't remember which one it has that I can swap it with. So I'm wondering, I can mix suits, can't I? Can I?
I think with graceful you can. Well, you can if it totals up to 8, then yes.
Yeah, it'll bring my total up to 12. It's just one is spades, one is hearts. So I'm not sure if I can do that.
You can. That is fine. Cool. That is 2 successes then.
So yeah, I will get all of my sharpest bits and pieces, or heaviest, clunkiest bits and pieces, and make some improvised nail bombs? Question mark.
Nail bombs. Perfection.
Why not?
Fiora, what are you doing?
I would like to use my perception to make sure that we are avoiding things like possible threats. If there's something that goes off in our way that would prevent us from getting somewhere, I want to keep an eye out and make sure that we are on the right path and that we are avoiding conflict as much as possible.
Okay. How many successes can you get for perception?
Well, my perception is one of my things that I focus on. So I have 6 right here. It is a 6.
Okay. And perception is what kind of card? Normal?
It is a clubs. It's a steam.
Okay, so that's 1 success.
Mm-hmm.
1 success for Fiora. And Eli, you have a very important job to do. You do have 1 success automatically. Can you get more?
Is this necrological programming?
It is.
All right.
You can do it. We believe in you.
I will say trained in it.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm going to play in the dark for both of them.
Okay.
No. We still have a floating advantage. I feel like we might still have a floating advantage.
An 8 of spades for 2 successes. Additional.
Hey!
Total of 3.
3 successes.
I have no cards.
For Eli.
This is my moment in the sun.
Okay. So, Eli, the world around you kind of goes silent. You hear the heart beating of Elia as you are looking into this code that looks different from normal code because it's shimmering and green. but you're able to study it and you're able to wrap your head around it, and the code would work. You can see it. You can see exactly what you need to do to stop the virus completely, to wipe it out, to negate it completely. You also see in this code, because of how many successes you've got, a way to stop the kill switch.
Doing it.
Okay. You have one more success that you can spend. And there's a couple things you can spend it on. Do you want to prolong the success? Do you want to
Ooh, could I extend it so also destroy the kill switch in Stefano?
You can. You can
do that
extend
then.
it, yes. Okay. So that'll be your second success. You have one more to spend. You can save one more person.
I mean, there's no one else here, right?
Not
Is
here,
there
no,
another-
but you do know. He's not a construct.
Is the kill switch? No. I was gonna say, is the kill switch just a construct thing, or is that an everybody thing? Because that would be way more terrifying if it's an everybody
kill switch
thing.
is a gun that's coming for us. I mean,
I know what you can use it for if you want. You could block Azzura temporarily from accessing her code.
Let's do that.
Okay. So you dive into the code and you immediately disable the kill switch, seeing it connect directly to Stefano as well, disabling that. And then you follow the code, and usually the code is in just the one person, so you're confused why you see it going outward, but you pull on that code and closer, and you see that it directly connects to Azzura in her tablet. And you see, as you pull that code and you block it, you pull in 3 recordings as well, or 4 recordings as well.
4 recordings.
Do we listen to it now, or
maybe not whilst we're running?
Right now, because while this is happening, Fiora, you are running up front with Yi and with Amelia. You notice as someone is about to round the corner, you hear the footsteps beforehand, and you are able to shout it out. You hear, or you see where someone is laying, ready to shoot. You see that they're there. And with that, you're given enough notice to jump over and take the gun from them before they can even act. They are disabled instantaneously as you keep running. Amelia, you see.
Thank you, Commander.
At this point. Amelia, at this point, you see somebody up ahead, and you lift up your air taser, chunky in all of its glory, and shoot it at them, and they just get stunned in space as they're shaking. You just keep running and following Stefano. Each of you are able to keep going until you see the exit nearby. And Yi, you see you at the door, pulling you, trying to tell you to run. Let's go. I'll take them further. But Stefano and Elias stay because they felt something. They feel different. They feel more powerful. Something's different. But they decide they're going to stay, and they keep running with you. And you're outside of the walls of Florence. And you run for about 10 minutes until you finds a little small area that is covered by ruins, and you are able to pause for a moment. And he says, we should have lost her trail. You should be safe. Elia looks down at Eli. Did you do something?
Yeah, just remove the kill switch for you and Stefano.
You removed the kill switch.
Yeah, you're free.
We're forever?
Yeah, I mean, on the basis that all human life is born into this world free, and as long as you aren't constrained by society, and you remain so.
Sorry.
Elia just looks very confused. And he just is like, I have no idea what you just said. But he just hugs you.
Oh God. Okay. It's okay. I'll hug you back.
Does your heart grow 2 sizes?
Yeah, it's like.
Yes.
Did you forget how to hug?
This is weird. It's arms,
Amelia's trying to
elbows.
mime how you
Ow.
hug while still being held up by ye. Like,
Hand on both
Like,
shoulder blades. It's a
yes.
hug.
Group hug.
Group hug everybody in.
Group
We're not
hug.
safe yet. Let's get back to the citadels. Gosh.
Listen, they lost your trail. I'm just saying. She lost
He
us.
says that, but he could be
Time for a
wrong.
group hug.
But that's where we're going to end. So why don't we go around and tell everybody where we can be found?
Oh my God. No, Nikki, you gotta run it more. You
Nikki,
can't leave
there's
it
too
there.
much left.
And I
I'm
want you
keeping
all
the
to
stream
maintain
up.
what your current hand is, please.
Oh, 0? Cool. Yeah. I'll make
Okay.
sure to maintain 0 as I am
The-
spent mentally.
Okay.
I'll take a picture.
Hold on 1 second. Matt, why don't you say where everybody can find you?
Hello, I'm Matt. I was playing Yi this evening, and y'all can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube as Improv and D&D. I do videos about like improv skills, using them at the table and whatnot. And I'm just so ecstatic that Yi is finally with his brother, and that looks like we're all gonna get out of this okay.
Maybe. There's someone around outside.
I love your optimism.
Blue.
Hi, I'm Blue. I've been playing Amelia. I certainly have. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, most places on the internet as Blue Merkitten. I am currently trying to help my partner Imris with fundraising to get top surgery. So you'll hear me talking a lot about that over the next while. And any donations are amazing, and we love you and appreciate you. And I'm still reeling from everything that's happened tonight. Like, damn. Like, but yeah, I'm terrified for our final episode next week, and I hope you'll join us then.
It'll be fine. You all have mostly no trauma.
I have trauma in everything but gear.
Do you want trauma in gear?
Nope.
No thanks. I do not want that bingo.
Sydney.
Oh, hello. My name is Sydney Rubino. You can find me all over the internet at Sydney Rubino. That's Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. When I'm not here with these amazing people on Saturday, I have a campaign on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Nat 20 Productions Official on Twitch, where it's a Pathfinder 2nd Edition game. It's a homebrew, a world that I built with one of my best friends and who also runs the game. And we right now are in a demon city run by nobles who worship demons. It's really bad. But if that sounds interesting to you, come over there because it's fun and I love it. And I have more stuff coming up, but that's for later down the road. Thanks for being here. I hope we don't die.
Mitch.
You can find me on Twitter as Mitch S. Bustillos. I feel like Elia is somewhat affirmed knowing that his long years of medical and biomechanical programming has paid off for this one moment. So he is saving that like I told you so, and it was all worth it. For Fiora, like later, just maybe a note though, because he does not want to get punched again.
Maybe when you're not.
But other than that, I mean, yeah, like Eli's not doing great. This isn't a great day. This is a horrible day. This definitely takes the top 5, maybe 10. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to next episode, see how it all unfolds, and to see how many kids he has.
Yes!
But he's canonically a virgin.
Yeah, so it's going to be especially
Guys.
weird. Like, it's like, but how, though?
From me, Immaculate Conception, you know. I don't know.
Genetic.
We'll figure it out.
Processing.
We've had ghosts,
It's a
so why not?
Yeah, well, they
technology has gone very far. Okay.
The architects are figuring out how to incubate babies in a construct. So maybe they just got your stuff and put it into a dead body.
The most fucked up thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
It gets worse. But the next book after the core rule book will go into that.
Yeah. Fun fact: you can replicate a human from a thigh bone.
Uh-huh.
And finally, I'm Nikki. You can find me at Beholder to No One on the internet, where I have a podcast that has discussion episodes, actual play, and one-shots. We just did a lovely game of Altitude, which was very sad and almost possible. Like, we could have died or not died. It's up in the air. You have to wait till the very last little bit of it to find out what happened. But it's what happens if you climb Mount Everest and the chaos that ensues when the mountain literally is trying to kill you. If you want to watch me on other things, you can find me here for the rest of this month at 3:30 on Fridays as Paladin in our Autumn of the Firefly Shadowrun campaign, who is also being emotionally damaged, as much as Eli is being emotionally damaged. No, this is all just payback for me.
No.
You can also find me on Friday nights at 9 p.m. over on 2000 Tales Role Playing on YouTube, and we have 3 more episodes. Hold on, we have 3 more episodes until the mid-season arc finale, and it's gonna be a rough one. So you should go watch that. Next week you can find me on why can't I read my own calendar? You can find me over next Saturday morning playing I'll be in a charity stream for a Meowrathon, and I believe it is on my friend Dan's channel that I don't know off the top of my head, which means I'm a bad friend. But I will have it on my Twitter, so if you want to find out where that is, I will be there twice next week to raise money for charity. So come check it out. Otherwise, if you're looking for a technical developmental writer, I am one and looking for work. Or if you're looking for a podcast consultation, I can also offer you that. Or pro GMing, I can do that too. I can do a lot of things, so maybe reach out and maybe I can help you.
You should hire Nikki.
Raid. Should hire Nikki. Nikki's broke. Nikki needs more money. We should raid someone.
Let's raid someone.
Vorpal Tales is around, and they're good peeps.
Yeah,
okay, we're gonna raid Vorpal Tales then. So everybody stay around and go say hi over there. And
let's go raiding.
Come back next week for the finale and are enjoying the show.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone, and say hi. Talk about dead people and sex peer-reviewed positions.
Don't do that.
Sex positions. Coming soon.
Don't do that.
I'm totally putting this I'm gonna put all of my notes into journal entries along with these peer-reviewed